All right, good evening to everyone watching from Northwest Arkansas, the Arkansas River Valley, Northeast Oklahoma, and of course, Southwest Missouri. Hopefully you had a good one. We did see some shower and thunderstorm activity pretty much over a large portion of the coverage area today. Not everyone has seen rain so far, but trust me, later tonight we're going to see maybe some widespread rain moving into the majority of the coverage area. Most of the activity has been in portions of Northeast Oklahoma, and we did see some activity in Northwest Arkansas. Overall, tonight's going to be one of those slightly cooler and muggy starts to the day tomorrow morning with some 50s in parts of Oklahoma, Southwest Missouri, right on the lower to the upper 60s elsewhere around the region. Here's a look at what we got for afternoon highs tomorrow. And this one, it's going to be a little bit of a tricky forecast in terms of how it feels tomorrow. And that's not because there's an actual tricky forecast necessarily, but it's to let you know, if you stepped outside today, if you spend, any time outside today, well, the temperature itself wasn't the warmest we've seen in recent memory. When you factor in that humidity, it's not exactly comfortable. So we're talking the same thing tomorrow, and some areas may even be a little bit warmer than they were today, especially in parts of the River Valley. So keep in mind, even some warmer temperatures in eastern Oklahoma. With warmer temperatures and you factor in the humidity, it's not going to be the most comfortable afternoon to be outside tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. Here's a look at what we got with the severe weather outlook for the rest of today and to tonight. So the good news is there's going to be nothing more than really just a couple loud thunderstorms. We're not talking organized severe weather or really severe weather in general. There's enough instability that, yeah, we get some lightning activity, but we're not talking, organized, widespread severe weather, anything like that for the remainder of today into tonight. Now, here's a look at those rainfall chances for the remainder today into tonight as well. And once you start getting to the orange, the algorithm does go a little bit further than what this banner says. Orange is typically expected, but once you start to see those greens, it's basically guaranteed. Doing a pretty good job because we have seen rain in that area throughout the day today. So additional rainfall looks to be possible, and some of it, unfortunately, could be some heavy activity. And, here's a look at those totals. Some areas could see anywhere between about maybe 1.5 to 3.5 inches of rainfall, especially once you start getting into those lighter blues, into the purples. So there could be some localized flooding potential as well. Rest of the region, if you're in the greens, anywhere between about, let's say, 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches, maybe 2. Blue is typically around 2 to 3 inches as well. So more rainfall on the way. Here's a look at future scan radar. And just to let you know, this is right around 2 in the morning. Notice scattered shower and thunderstorm activity moving through the area. Additional activity will continue into the morning commute tomorrow morning for the Tulsa area. And then we see some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity redeveloping by the time we get to early afternoon and early evening tomorrow as well. So more activity on the way. Here's midnight. And then we have more rain to talk about with the 7-day forecast here coming up. So we're not done with this activity. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast for Northwest Arkansas. Daily rain chances, and like I mentioned earlier, and even yesterday with these forecast segments, if you are in charge of any sort of outdoor gatherings for Memorial Day, I wouldn't cancel those plans. I wouldn't significantly adjust them either. There's been some adjustments to the forecast kind of back and forth. Sometimes it looks like it's not going to be a whole lot of rain activity, and then the models come in and then they show more. The back and forth is going to continue for the next couple of days as we get closer. So I wouldn't cancel those plans, but if you're in charge of this, just have a backup plan ready. Have, any sort of adjustments also ready in the event that you need to actually make adjustments. But I wouldn't cancel or significantly alter those plans just yet because every day is going to be a little bit different. Models are not exactly perfect. I keep mentioning this in the shows. If you've ever used AI, and it's typically terrible for the pictures that you want it to create. You have a thought in your head and you're like, okay, I want to see if it can make this. I have an idea of what it's going to look like, but I want to see what the model says. That's kind of how forecasting works. We have an idea with the ingredients and everything, experience, all of that. We put our forecast together and then we look at the models and they have their own output, and it may not be the exact same, or it may not be kind of what the ingredients we're calling for, or anything like that. We've had days where the models showed storms and there was none, and then we had days where the models showed nothing and we had storms. It's just kind of one of those things, especially in this area. Just keep an eye on it. Don't change those plans. Daily rain chances for the foreseeable future. Moral of the story going forward is take it one day at a time. Don't look at this and go, oh, we have rain chances every day. It's going to be a washout, yada, yada, yada. Not every day is going to be a complete washout. Every day is going to be different in terms of the timing, in terms of the coverage, rainfall amount, storm potential, all of that. So we got a lot to talk about going forward, but we'll be here with you. That's why we're here 24/7. in our live streaming studio. And yeah, that's why we're working around the clock to let you know the very latest. So thank you so much for tuning in. The best way you can support us is by sharing these updates if you enjoyed them. Share them with your friends and family. We're trying to get all of our accounts to 10,000 followers by the next several months across the area. So help us get there with that goal and leave us your feedback. We're not afraid of your feedback. We want to know, what do you like about the forecast updates, everything like that? What do you look for when you're looking for forecast information, all that, so that we can best help and deliver weather information to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one. You can advertise with us this storm season and throughout the year. Contact us today for availability and pricing. Weather 225 since 2015.